Um, if you want to find the y-intercept, you would plug in 0 for x. So again, finding that y-intercept, you would have y equals 1/4 times 0. So y would equal 0. So what you just did there is you plug in 0 for x, and you got y equals 0. So you'll plot that point 0, 0. There's a lot of ways to do this, so if you know of another way, just hang in there because I'll go over some other ones in just a second. For the x-intercept, you do the same exact thing, except now you plug in 0 for y. So you'd have 0 equals 1/4 x. So you plugged in 0 for y, and now you're trying to get x by itself, so you'll need to multiply by 4 on both sides, and you'll get 0 equals x again. So as you can see, they're the same exact point because I plugged in a 0 for y and spit out 0 for x, and so it's going to hit only one time because these are only linear equations. And so we haven't talked about how to move the graph at all. And so this is where slope comes into play. So slope tells me how to move, and it's told by rise over run. So usually if you have a fraction, it's actually a lot, in my opinion, easier to work with if you have a fraction for the slope because it tells you straight up where to go. So we have a 1 up there and a 4 there. So if I've got a +1 for the rise, that is just telling me to go up 1. And if I have a +4 for the run, that is telling me to go right. Okay, so depending where a negative would be, that would tell you how to change. So I just go up 1 and right 4, up 1 and right 4, and that is the picture of my graph. Should be a straight line going in that direction. The same thing as going up and right is actually also down 1 and left 4. So down 1, left 4, down 1, left 4 gets me right there as well. Okay, so the reason why that's the same is because that's a -1 over a -4, which a negative over a negative is a positive. So you end up getting 1/4 even if they're both negative. Okay, so lots of different ways you can do this. So again, this is a situation where it's you're still going to want to use that plug in and 0 concept. So for that y-intercept, we're going to plug in 0 for x. So we've got 0 plus 3y equals 6. So dividing by 3 on both sides, you've got y equals 2, giving you that coordinate 0, 2. For our x-intercept, we've got x plus 3 times 0, because we're plugging in 0 for y, giving me x equals 6. So a lot of times people want to write 0, 6 because that's what they plugged in. But again, your x value is 6, your y value is 0. So it's actually 6, 0. Slope hasn't come into play yet. So from there, you will just connect those dots. The slope isn't easy to see in this form because we need that y equals mx plus b form to figure out just to see the slope real quick. So we'll practice that in a later day, so we can just connect those dots and just draw arrows off of the end.